Christmas inspired by nature. Hi, welcome to another video. Today we're going to make these two adorable rustic arrangements inspired by nature featuring snowy owls and cardinals. If this is your first time stopping by my channel, welcome. My name is Katherine Bergman. I'm a florist with over 30 years experience doing weddings and events, sharing all things floral with you, and we always go all out for Christmas. Today I'm going to teach you how to make a long, low arrangement as well as a tall, slender arrangement. You ready? Let's get started. We're going to start with this long box arrangement today. I went shopping at Hobby Lobby and found all sorts of fun stuff. This is one of the things I wanted to share with you. Now, this is a wood bundle. It's about a yard. It's 39 inches. And look at this. It's $7.99, $8, which means it's $4 because everything Christmas is 50% off. And look at how great this is. It's like these little wooden slices all glued onto a strip. Now, when I saw it, I said, I got to get this, right? So I just hot glued it to a long, narrow box to create this really fun birch twig planter. And I thought we would do sort of like a rustic, more natural Christmas arrangement in this. And I also picked up a lot of Christmas picks and stems from Hobby Lobby that are frosted with cones on them. So we're going to mix some faux with real because, you know, you can't get frosted real branches that would stay frosted, right? And also some birds, cardinals and owls. So I bought basically a stem of the snowy pine with cone on it, and it came with a branch of snowy birch. And I think this is like $6 for the two together. And then I bought a little snowy owl that I attached to the branch. So that's going to be kind of our tall focal point here. We're going to do sort of almost like an L-shaped arrangement in this long, low tray. The trick with long, low arrangements is where do you put the focal point and how do you want to do it, right? You can do tall throughout, like sort of a garden style, vegetative style, or you can create a focal point. And we're going to create a focal point that's off center here. And I'm going to use one of these tall branches here, about a third of the way in, and then we're going to put our snowy owl right next to it. And that's going to be our focal point. Now, the reason I put these together is because the pine branch by itself I felt was a little flimsy, and then we're reinforcing that line with the snowy branch so that you have a more substantial focal point. Okay? Just letting you know how the mind works, how my mind works. And then we're going to green in with real cypress here. Okay? We've got a lot to green in because we've got a lot of exposed foam here, right? So we're going to go ahead and green in with Christmas greens. And this wooden box I lined with polyfoil. Polyfoil is something you can buy at probably online. I'll see if I can find on Amazon, link it. It's a great product to have. It is a heavy-duty foil that is lined with plastic. And it's sort of like that that wrap you see when you buy like a plant, like a poinsettia, for instance, at this time of year, that foil wrap outside the potted plant. The great thing is it can help you waterproof, not non-waterproof containers. Like this wooden box came with a liner, but the liner broke. So I had to figure out a way to keep it from leaking water, so I added polyfoil. So that's what polyfoil is so good for. And I'll see if they sell it on Amazon. I hope so. Then you guys can access that as well. And then you can turn your non-watertight baskets and other containers watertight. And for flowers today, we've got red roses, white roses, some snapdragons, not sure going to use it, some beautiful Katoni aster berries, that I foraged from my creek area and some wax flower, just in sort of classic green and white and red for Christmas. I also have some of this trachelium that's kind of frosted. I thought that's really fun to go with all our frosted greenery that we bought, the faux greenery that we bought. The trachelium is great. It looks kind of like frosted moss or something like that. And it also, like hydrangeas, can cover quite a lot of your foam. So I'm going to use some of the trachelium here. Trachelium comes in like a lavender, violet, as well as a green, like a moss green, and this really fun snow-kissed trachelium. So it's just kind of a neutral, snowy background that I'm putting in here, right? Good thing I have lots of this trachelium because it is a lot of foam to cover. So more of a rustic Christmas. We've been doing a lot of glamorous Christmas, but now I'm going to teach you how to make a more rustic Christmas arrangement. Okay. All right, we got their snowy owl there. I'm thinking he needs a friend, so we're going to put another one in here, but I'm going to wait to the end to see where he fits in best. But I think I'm going to add in a snowy branch here. To create our L. Okay, I'm going to just turn around to show you what we have here. So this is going to be a one-sided arrangement. I think this would be an awesome arrangement for a mantle. If you want like that woodland mantle. I wanted to do a woodland mantle this year at my house because I was seeing things online and I wanted to do like, you know, greenery and moss and maybe the flocked deer. To be determined if I'm going to ever do that. But it was so cute what I saw online. Okay, so that's what we have right now. And I think we will add some cones as well. I bought a package of frosted cones also from Hobby Lobby, very inexpensive. And I'm going to add it in here in our arrangement. It's different sizes. You got big ones, little ones. And I just wired them onto a pick. They had some wired cones, but they were faux, and I kind of didn't like the faux cones. So I bought the real cones that are frosted. Really like the green with just the cones, right? Really pretty. So I'm adding the cones in clusters. I cluster them over here and at the base of this, this big tall stem, just to create focal points. Okay, I'm going to put this aside and start adding some flowers. We have red roses and white roses. Let's see if we want to go ahead and add some of these beautiful red roses. Add the roses kind of in a cluster here. Maybe a white one. Then maybe a red one in the back here. So that's three-dimensional. This arrangement would be beautiful without roses, with just the greens maybe. It would be nice too. I thought, oh, well, we'll create some color and interest that way. Okay, so that's what we have. We've got 2 clusters of roses here. And I made it so that I placed it so that we have roses in the back behind this branch as well as in front. Okay, I also have some of this really pretty snapdragon. So we can add a few stems of the snapdragon in here just to give it some different texture and dimension. Okay, this is what we have once we put in the snapdragon. I think I'm going to go ahead and add in some of the Cotonie aster berries. These are one of my favorite berries to use for the holidays because they're not clustered so tightly like ilex. And they're just looser and beautiful, I think, in this more rustic, natural arrangement. And this kind of just grows all over the place in California. It's Cotonie aster, and this is the one that's not clustered so tightly together. That's kind of loose. I love this material. It's not a super bright red. It's more of like a tomato red. It's still very, very festive, very Christmassy. Okay. The Cotonie aster is on kind of long arching branches, so very beautiful and easy to use. Putting some in the front so that it looks more three-dimensional. I'll add some stems in the back as well. So you just want to design on different planes. Okay. It's a pretty easy arrangement to do, right? Because it's low. Except for your one focal point, it's mostly low arrangement. Just designing kind of close to the foam. I've got also some of this cedar, incense cedar. That's really beautiful. I'll add some of this in for a different Christmas green. It has the gold tips. I really like these. Incense cedar. Very beautiful. Okay. Okay, that's what we have right now in the front. I'm going to work on the back and finish greening in the back. Definitely, see if you can cut or buy Christmas greens and keep it on hand. If you have a cool garage or outside even, you can just store your Christmas greens. They'll last a long time. You don't even need to put them in water. You can put it in a bucket of water, but as long as they're not totally dry and it's very cold, they'll last a long, long time. And then you can just make arrangements whenever you feel like with the Christmas greens. And you can make garlands and decorate wall sconces. Love my Christmas greens. And a lot of you might grow evergreens in the garden, so definitely cut it and use it. Okay, I think we're pretty well covered. Now we have one more little snowy owl to add in, so let's put him in there. Okay, so we're all done with our first rustic arrangement in this fun, novel, long twig box. The second arrangement is a variation on the theme. I have this birch bark covered vase, and I have a little plastic container inside and some rocks on the bottom since it's so slender and tall to keep it from falling over. And then I just have a third block of floral foam in here. So like that one, we are going to create a focal point with a branch. It's the same branch as I have in here. They are very similar, a little taller. And I added a little red cardinal on the branch, and we're going to add this in on the very side of the arrangement. So I'm imagining sort of a vertical arrangement, which I don't often do, but sometimes you need sort of like a slender, tall arrangement for a slender, tall place, maybe at a corner or maybe at either sides of your mantle. So I wanted to show you a vertical arrangement. So we create this focal point here with a vertical, and like the other one, I wonder if I need to enforce that line with a snowy branch because it's maybe too flimsy a line, if that makes sense. Or we could deal with berries because I don't want this to be crossing too much with it. I think it's okay. I'm going to go ahead and put this in here. Well, it's kind of a crossing stem. I'm going to leave this out and maybe add the stem of Cotoneaster aster to reinforce the line. I think I like that better. In design, you generally don't want to have crossing stems, so we've got sort of like a C here, and I don't want to cross it with like a really tall and stiff line. Well, the berry, even though it crosses a little bit, it's a little less obvious, right? And I thought the little red berry would be really pretty with our little bird. Kind of reinforces the reds. So I think I'm happy with that. Then we're going to use this piece of Cotoneaster aster here to create this side. So when you're creating a vertical arrangement, you kind of want to balance that tall vertical with something on the bottom. So it's almost like an L arrangement again. So that's what we have right now. I've used the berries here and here, okay? And then I've got these branches that I can add in as well. I have these smaller branches I'm going to add in. I'm gonna put this over here. And add this branch over on this side. Okay, so we've got our branches added in for kind of our L arrangement. I've added a snowy branch here to offset the snowy tall branch we have here. And of course we want to add another little cardinal somewhere, but we'll wait till we're done with the arrangement to see where he should go. Okay. Then go ahead and add put in some of the trachelium to cover our foam. Trachelium comes in really handy in an arrangement like this because it's got sort of a big head, big fluffy head with very skinny stems. We don't have a lot of real estate to work with here, right? Our foam space is small. So the trachelium can cover without adding a lot of stems. Okay, then we're going to go ahead and add some roses. Let's add some of our red roses. Okay, very nice. Do we want some of the cedar? Yes, let's add some of this beautiful cedar. See, our vertical arrangement does not take a lot of flowers. Just a touch here and there. Just making sure the back is greened in nicely. Okay, and now I think we'll add in our little cardinal. So you want to sit here on this branch here? Yeah, why not? That's really cute. And then we have another branch I'm going to add here. We've got our two cardinals added in. just clipped onto the branches, artificial branches. Now I didn't use any of the white roses in here. What do you guys think? Should I add in some white roses? Maybe I remove this red rose and add in a white rose instead. Oh, here's some shorter stem ones. Yeah, I like some of the lighter color roses in here. And I don't think we have much room or need to add in the snapdragons. But I do want to add a few more stems of the cotoneaster berries on this side, just for a little added color. There you have it. We have a beautiful vertical arrangement with cardinals that could be a companion piece for our snowy owl arrangement. I love these two arrangements. Easy to make, inspired by nature, and featuring birds, my favorite. I hope you enjoyed the video today and learned something. If you are new to the channel, please like and subscribe and click the little bell to be notified when I put out a new video. Hello to my loyal viewers out there who join me every week. I've opened up the community pages of my channel and I am inspired by all your creations, so keep them coming. I love to see what you're doing to decorate for Christmas. Happy holidays to you and your family, and I will see you in my next video.